Now, Nigeria has an estimated population of more than 200 million, with the World Bank reporting about 60% under the age of 25. If well utilized, this young, energetic, and mobile productive force can propel the nation to sustainable economic development. The administration of President Bola Tinubu has pledged commitment to creating meaningful opportunities for the younger generation to strive and add value to development of the country. Key to this goal is skills and vocational training to build capacity of this large proportion of the labor force to be more productive and self-reliant. This means that relevant government agencies will have to double effort for the country to get the desired result. On the spot this week, we'll engage one of the institutions responsible for enhancing technical skills and promoting professional manpower for the development and sustenance of the nation's economy. I am Joseph Otem. Welcome to the program. Now, my guest is an academic and human capital development agent. He holds a bachelor's and master's degrees in chemical engineering from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, as well as PhD in energy engineering from the University of Newcastle upon Tyne in United Kingdom. His services are captured both at national and international institutions, including Usman Danfodio University, Kaduna Polytechnic, Ahmadu Bello University, University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, that is in Malaysia, and University of Johannesburg, South Africa. In 2006, he was appointed Professor of Chemical Engineering by the University of Maiduguri. He is the former Director General, National Research Institute for Chemical Technology, Zaria. On the spot is the Executive Secretary and CEO, National Board for Technical Education, Professor Idris Bugaje. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, moderator. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your institution.
Yeah. My institution?
Yeah, that's where you head.
Yeah,
not personal.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I am the Executive Secretary of the National Board for Technical Education, NBTE, okay, which is an agency under the Federal Ministry of Education. We have oversight over all TVET institutions, technical vocational educational institutions, over 600 of them in Nigeria. Most of the trainings outside the university system come under our purview.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good. This guide.
Yeah.
You have that.
Yes.
Modern things have evolved. And everybody will be expecting that when you talk about technical vocational training, people go back to those days of carpenter, mechanic, and so on.
Yes.
Now things have evolved.
Yeah.
People are expecting innovations.
Yes.
What are those innovations that you are thinking of inculcating, or you have already inculcated?
Well, the culture of skills has evolved over the years. Today, skills is the driver of economies across the globe. Any nation that has not developed the skill manpower will not be able to progress. So it is obvious that we have to reposition TVET, Technical Vocational Education and Training sector, very well, so that Nigerian youth can be given the appropriate training relevant to the modern times. Today, we are moving into different, technologies has permeated our entire life. And there must be manpower to manage, to maintain, and to operate those machineries. So we have therefore repositioned the TVET sector in the last 2 years since I came into the ES, trying to bring our polytechnics, monotechnics, and other institutions of learning under our purview to buy into the skills agenda, whereby we run our normal training program, diploma and higher national diploma and higher national diploma. But at the same time, we imbibe in those trainings more skills content so that students will graduate with skills qualification needed by industry so that they can find jobs easily and they can even set up on their own. So a lot has really evolved, and we are now trying to reposition the TVET sector in Nigeria to meet those challenges.
Okay, you were talking about meeting those challenges, getting more jobs and so on. Recently, we had issues of unbundling of mass communication and so on. You were talking about even the computer sciences and so on.
Yeah.
Give us an insight into this. Why is this? A lot of people feel that you are taking a lot of knowledge from Nigerian who have to cope with a lot of things out there.
Yeah, sure.
So
well,
when you take this out, you limit the person.
Exactly. Well, you see, if you take mass communication, before we used to do ND mass com, HND mass com. There are specializations. So that's why we have allowed, the HND to be unbundled so that we can have electronic media separately. We go in depth into that. Print media in depth, we go in depth into that. Now we allow this so that there can be some level of skills specialization, because skills are becoming super specific these days. And if you come to computer science, today, we have been having this HND computer science in the past almost 30 years. So this year we decided to unbundle it. We maintain the ND as a common training at computer science, but at the HND level, we are introducing artificial intelligence, because the world is going to be ruled in the next coming years by artificial intelligence. So we need to produce HND holders with that specialization in artificial intelligence. Networking is very critical also. We have also unbundled another section of the computer science HND program into cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is very critical to almost every ministry, every agency of government, and industries also. We have also unbundled another portion, which we call, software engineering. That aspect, we develop software designers. So these are the new 4 components of computer science. So you may come with a national diploma, a common course in computer science, but when you come to the HND, you have to specialize in one of these 4 areas. And not only that, besides the academic qualification of HND, we have included in it skills qualification. 4 credit units is now compulsory for hands-on skills qualification. It's not important you pass, it's not enough you pass your exams and get the correct marks in all the different courses. You must do an external skills qualification, either with Huawei, Cisco, Microsoft, or the Nigerian skills qualification, qualification. So these are the options that we have given, and these are the introductions that we are making, not only for computer science. Every other program, HND program, we are going to review in the future. We intend to introduce this component of skills training, and it's a 4 credit unit. If you do not pass it, you will not graduate, just like your final year project. So students, besides the academic work, have to go and learn skills. The reason is simply because the global players today, when they are employing young people, they are not asking them for paper qualification. They are looking at their portfolio, especially in ICT. Nobody will ask for your degree or your diploma. They will be asking for your portfolio. What applications can you run? What skills, hands-on skills qualifications do you have? What certification have you gotten from Cisco, Microsoft, Huawei, and other key players? So these are this is what matters in employment. And that's why we are now repositioning the curriculum to fit with the requirement of the industry. And Nigerian youth, we should prepare them for the global world market. There is a lot of opportunities outside Nigeria. So we have to upgrade our training to meet international standards. So that's why we are moving in this direction. And we hope other courses, not only computer science and mass comm, all other courses, engineering, sciences, environmental studies, we are going to come gradually, review the curriculum, increase the skills content, place in this 4 credit unit, whereby somebody has to go and earn a skills qualification. If you are doing a HND in engineering, mechanical, civil, whatever you are doing, chemical, you have to bring us a qualification in a skill. Civil engineers can go and do POP or tiling or iron bending. Let them have skills qualification in that. If you are doing environmental studies, you can go and do the relevant skills qualification. Health and safety qualification is another one that we are introducing, because a lot of the key infrastructural interventions in this country, the contractors are even asking for health and safety certification. So all these are new introductions that we are trying to introduce into the system. Our main challenge is funding. There is no adequate funding to review the curriculum. The NUC recently, they reviewed 100% of their curriculum. I'm still asking them, where did they get the funding? We didn't see it in their capital budget.
Okay.
They were able to source money somewhere, and they don't want to tell us how.
Okay.
So we're asking, we're asking government to come to our aid so that we can be able to get better budget in order to review Nigerian curriculum, so that we can produce manpower from polytechnics that will be needed by the current skills, economies of the world.
Okay. When you assess your own, you just talk about funding. When you assess your funding and then you now look at it, it seems as if you are biting more than you can chew. But let's say it sounds so laudable.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, the policies are there. You'll be revealing the curriculum and so on, introducing new courses and so on. Now, something have to deal with it. You must have the manpower on ground to do that.
Yeah.
You must have facilities on ground to do that.
Yeah.
When you go to most of our technical schools, this manpower and the equipment are not there.
Yeah.
Did you think of this before coming up with all this?
Well,
for instance, you're talking about artificial intelligence.
Yeah. I agree with you.
How do you go about that?
We have understood that there are some challenges on the ground. The capacity of the polytechnic lecturers to deliver on these courses needs to be upgraded. We agree with that. It's a challenge that we are ready to face. I have already written to the stakeholders, NCC, which other agencies, NIDA, and one or two others, asking them to come in to help us upgrade the capacity of the polytechnic computer science lecturers through online courses, through whatever other facilitations that can be provided. We do understand that it's need to upgrade these facilities. TETFund is doing also its best to help the polytechnics with the little allocation being given to us, to upgrade the the capacity. We agree capacity needs to be upgraded. We agree equipment in the laboratories need to be upgraded. There are gradual, improvements from interventions. The only thing is government needs to make more interventions on TVET, because TVET, President Tinubu has made TVET his fourth pillar. So we don't want this thing to be in theory. We want to see it in practice. Let us see the next year's budget, how much is being invested into TVET. If TVET is to become a pillar of this administration, more money must be funded to improve on the facilities in our polytechnics, to improve on the capacity of the lecturers. And the technical colleges are in a very horrible state. Today we have over 15,000 secondary schools, senior secondary schools in Nigeria. We have only 126 that are technical colleges. Polytechnics are supposed to take their input from technical colleges. But we have abundant technical colleges. All these 126 were established decades ago. No new ones were being established. Even the existing ones, most of them are in poor state. For example, if among the 21 federal technical colleges, only one has received accreditation from NBTE. All the remaining 20 failed. We visited them on accreditation, and all of them failed, except one. Even that one in Kafanchan, they only got accreditation in carpentry.
That's quite a lot, but
in carpentry, which is very unfortunate.
It's quite a lot, but we'll hold on there. We'll hold on there and go for a short break.
Okay.
We'll return shortly. I think there's still a lot to talk about.
Thank you very much.
Okay, stay with us. We'll go for the short break.
You anywhere and everywhere. We set standards based on current broadcast realities while consolidating,
interrogate, and accommodate all.
Okay, welcome back to On the Spot with Executive Secretary and CEO, National Board for Technical Education, Professor Idris Bugaje. All right.
It's a pleasure. Okay. So, let me allow you to ask the questions before I answer.
We're talking about, I know you wanted to talk so much about the
technical colleges.
The vulnerable stages at the technical colleges. No one is in doubt of that. Many people want, that's why I was wondering when you were talking about all these innovations and so on, I was just wondering how would this take place?
We are determined to turn around.
How would this take place in
Yes.
You also had there's the top-up program for national high,
yes.
national diploma holders.
Yes.
Give us an insight into that.
Yes, this top-up program is meant for HND holders who want to pursue academic career. At the moment, if you take the polytechnic system, it has been dominated by university graduates, not only in administration, but even in the academic activities. If a university lecturer, graduate comes, he's given assistant lecturer straight ahead. He would enter the class, start teaching. If a HND holder comes, even if he's first class, he is not recognized as an assistant lecturer.
And this is because of the kind of the training you have undertaken.
Not at all.
Preparing you towards that.
Not at all. This is what we call prejudice against the HND holder. Because the polytechnic system, the best product is the HND holder. So the HND holder with a first class or upper credit should be allowed to come as lecturer. He understands the system, he has passed through it. How can somebody from the university who has never gone through that process come and have overlordship over him? So this is a very unfair system. So that's why we have appealed to government. The new scheme of service for polytechnics should admit HND holders as assistant lecturers. If we want to help university graduates, it's not their system. We can allow them to come in also as assistant lecturers, but not the other way around, that HND holder should be a technologist in his own system. It's very wrong. So that is the foundation of the whole problem. Secondly, in the public service, there is this dichotomy, unnecessary dichotomy, a sign of our underdevelopment, in fact, that the HND holder is not allowed to rise to the highest level. He cannot become a director in a ministry. He cannot become the permanent secretary. He cannot even become the head of service. Why? Before he reaches any higher level in this public service, he normally goes for different courses, like his degree holder counterpart. So why should we create this segregation? Allow them to progress. They would have additional qualifications, and with his HND, he should be allowed to reach the highest level. So the point, the solution to this, at one time, there was an effort by the National Assembly. They brought a bill to remove the dichotomy, but unfortunately that bill is yet to be signed. Now we have to create a path for progression of HND holders. When you finish your HND and you want to pursue a career in academics, the present arrangement is go and do a PGD. After that, master's PhD. And when you come back and you want to go to the university, they will ask you, where is your first degree? So they are excluded completely. So for that reason, we felt PGD is not the solution for progression. I have taught in Southern Africa, in University of Johannesburg, as you have mentioned. And over there, we have a national diploma program for 3 years. You come and do 1 year HND, and then you do 1 year top up to get your B technology or B engineering honors. They call it honors here.
That's equivalent to
our BSc honors here, or B-Eng honors. So that's the arrangement in South Africa. If you go to Portugal, it's one of the European countries that allow Nigerian HND to go and register for master straight without doing the postgraduate diploma. So the arrangement we're making is just borrowing what they are doing in South Africa. So we said, let us now allow HND holders to do 1 year top up. How do we do that top up? We have developed a software. We have uploaded all the curriculum content of HND, of Nigerian polytechnics, into that software. So if any university wants to offer a top-up program, the software will download the curriculum of that university, then it will compare the two. That's what is called credit mapping. So the difference between the two, which is mostly theory courses, will now be distributed across 2 semesters. And then students can now come carry out those 2 semester training online. At the end of the, they will be given examinations, and if they pass, then they will be given a BSc. So they have already gotten their HND, and they have gotten their BSc. Now they can roll in masters and PhD. And with that, they could move either to the polytechnic system, or they could move into the university system. We should allow cross-fertilization. Me personally, I had worked both in the university system, several of them. I have worked in the polytechnic system, several of them. And when you cross-fertilize, you produce better lecturers that way. So this is a progression path that NBTE has created for the best of its products, the HNDs.
Well, I think that's good for those who are pursuing academic careers.
Yeah,
but what about the others? Is like,
well, the others is their choice. They can remain and wait for the bill to be signed by Mr. President. And I'm very confident President Tinubu will sign that bill.
Okay.
They can wait for that. I hope it will be signed soon.
Okay. Okay, let's go back to see what the present government wants to do. We want so much to create opportunities for young Nigerians.
Exactly.
And skills acquisition is quite important, training and so on. How much of this can this institution play a role in this particular renew hope?
Yeah, sure. Well, we are very impressed with the attention being given to TVET, at least in the policy documents. And we hope this will be translated practically into budgetary allocations and improvement in infrastructure for training for skills. At the moment, we are trying to promote the Nigerian Skills Qualification Framework, which has been approved since 2013, implemented fully since 2017. And at the moment, every polytechnic in this country have been directed by the NBTE to open a skills development center. The Skills Development Center will not only facilitate training for their own students, but they should even involve the informal sector. Bring them for some little theoretical knowledge and more of assessment of their skills. Your Upper Mechanics Village here is a large skill hub. Bring them into a nearby polytechnic, give them some theoretical background, give them recognition of prior learning, certify their skills, and then let them enroll for higher level training. We have 9 levels in skills qualification. The same thing with Panteka in Kaduna, Araria, shoe market in Aba, Computer Village in Ikeja. Yaba Tech is already working with Computer Village so that they can roll out skills training. And Panteka also, they're also working with Kaduna Polytechnic to roll out skills training in welding, fabrication, construction skills, etc. So that by the time, these young people pass through this program, they will have a certificate and a qualification. And we hope after some years, government will insist that you will not be a mechanic unless you are certified. You will not be an electric fitter unless you are certified. You will not be an iron bender in a construction site unless you are certified. This is the only way to reduce, the quacks in the system with the collapsing buildings all over. So we are rolling out NSQ through the efforts of the different polytechnics, the different sector skill councils that are responsible for promoting NSQ. We are moving it into the communities, and we hope government will give necessary support. We need to establish more skills training centers. That's the way to go. And not this kind of training which politicians do. 2 weeks, they do it and give starter packs. That's not the kind of training we're asking for. There is already, national occupational standards for different skill sets developed by the NBTE. So those standards should be applied. They have been developed by industry, under the supervision of the NBTE, and would like, anybody who wants to do skills training program to come to the NBTE and take these national occupational standards and apply them in his training program, so that the trainees at the end, the learners at the end of the training program will have a qualification that can be accepted, not only within the borders of Nigeria, but even beyond.
In some of these developed countries, you see there are institutions, we are talking about polytechnics, and you see them producing products that even go straight to the market.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to find that in Nigeria.
Yes.
Is our system not embedding to allow this for them to produce something? Because this is, when you just talk about some of these are those in the informal sector. If they see these institutions coming out with this, they will want to go there.
Surely. Well, we have about 80% of the economy of sub-Saharan Africa is in the informal sector. Unfortunately, government has not realized the value, the latent potentials of this informal sector. It is now that we are trying to bring polytechnics to intervene in the informal sector, because this is a latent potential. When Nigeria was doing the AKK gas pipeline, if we had developed collaboration with the informal sector, most of the welders could have been produced from there. When we are now going to do Trans-Saharan gas pipeline, 50,000 skilled workers will be needed. Mambele project will require 50,000 skilled workers. If we don't produce them, Chinese will come and take over these jobs. Indians will come and take over the jobs, like they have done in Dangote refinery. The celebrated refinery recently pre-commissioned, by the former president. 11,500 skilled workers were brought from India. Nigerian youth were shortchanged.
We have to stop here. We are pressed for
Because
time.
of time.
Okay. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Professor Idris,
It's a pleasure.
Bugaje, Executive Secretary and CEO, National Board for Technical Education. Thank you for being on the spot.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have me. Thank you.
And that it is on the spot for this week. See you next time. I'm Joseph Oten.